There's DIY.
Mum, you're on the Wi-Fi, right?
No, we're not!
Hello everyone and welcome back to another Hookster Talks with me and Mr. TB the Bear, everyone's favourite bear. Yes. Hello TB. Oh, you've got all bits of gunk on you. What's going on here? It's all gunky. Oh, yeah. Last night, I he'll be all right. Let's give him a little rub. Let's give him a little rub on top of his head. There you go. Yes, Mr. TB. Hello, Mr. Will F1. He says Verstappen to Mercedes could accidentally force Lance Stroll out of F1. Yes, yes, yes. Now we have to be very careful here, Will, because we have a Lance Stroll fanboy actually in the chat. Yes, someone from Canada who likes Lance Stroll because no one else does. It's, oh my goodness, I'm getting rung. I'm getting rung. Hang on, Dom. Stand by. Hello, Mr. Drum Tank. He says, Hook. Good evening, Hookster, from your favourite Yorkshireman. Good evening, Mr. Will F1. He says, Dom, I disqualified Stroll at Austria. He says, hello. Are you still cooking chicken? Yes. He's always cooking chicken. Hang on, Dom. Right, I haven't experimented with this yet because I am now on the new PC. But let's see if this works. I've got to put my headphones on, otherwise I won't hear anything. Let's see if we can get a live call. Oh my goodness, this has been ages since we've been doing the live calls because basically Facebook kept mucking up, so I didn't bother with it anymore. Let's see if this works. Hello?
You got me?
Hello?
Hold on. I gotta mute you here.
Yeah, we need a bit of volume. Need a bit of volume.
Oh, okay, hold on. Where am I? What in the world? Okay. Where do I go to my settings? Device settings. There we go. Microphone in. Okay, check, check, check. 1, 2. You got me?
1, 2. I gotcha.
Okay, audio output there. Okay, why isn't my camera working?
Yeah, why isn't your camera working? I gotta just hey, oh my god, what the hell is this? What the hell is this?
It's me, the Drum Tank. Live from Canada. Lance Stroll.
Yes. Oh my god. Hang on, let me see if I can make myself smaller so I can get all three of us in here together. I'll get the chat and you and me. That'll be a first, won't it? Right, there's me. See if we can
there we go.
Let's see if we can get the chat in the middle. There you go. Look at this. Look at this.
Yeah.
Now, Dom, can you see all of us here? Can you see it all?
So I'm watching right now. I'm watching the stream. Let me just see.
Can you see?
Yeah. So in my other tab, I'm watching the stream. So yeah, I've got you. The stream is about a 15-second delay, but yeah, I've got you on the right. I've got chat in the middle, and then my ugly mug is on the left here, and that's why I'm wearing the helmet.
Lovely, jubbly. I mean, I've got a message on the top saying it's failed to start my camera, but that's because I'm broadcasting over OBS, so I can't do two at once. But as long as you can all see me, then it's working. Yay! We'll get rid of that.
All right.
Go away.
Yeah, everything's good. Everything's good.
Right, there you go. So can we discuss the elephant in the room? It's called
Absolutely.
Why are you wearing a crash helmet?
Oh yeah, okay. So yeah, I've got a motorcycle, and I mean, I knew I was going to be on Hookster Talks, so I wanted to make a grand entrance. So that's why I'm wearing the crash helmet. But presenting the Hunchback of Notre Dame, that's me. So I'll pop that off, and
you sound a lot louder now. I'm going to turn your volume down because you're deafening us all now. Oh, that's it.
Oh yeah, my bad. Yeah. Now that I can actually put my mouth close to the mic here.
Let me just alter the
I've got
settings a little bit. Hang on.
Yeah. I'll keep talking so you can adjust that. But let me know if you want me to adjust something on my end.
No, you're all right. I'm just going to balance you out so we're all pretty much on the same volume.
All right, cool.
Okay,
Sounds
good. Keep talking for a minute. Keep talking.
Yep.
Hello.
So
hello,
I've got a Kawasaki Ninja, and I'm just practicing that a little bit throughout the week. I'm gonna read some comments while we're at it here. Let's see. Yes, Will, I am still cooking chicken. Actually, I have some chicken drumsticks left over in the kitchen that I was eating this morning. So, yep, I still do cook chicken. Let's see. I haven't seen Josh turn up for one of these streams in a while. I mean, shoot, I haven't turned up to one of these streams in a while. So let's see.
We will get on to why you're here a little bit later, Dom.
Oh yeah, for sure. Let's see. Are we bringing the calls back? Apparently so. Yeah. That's why I was wearing a helmet. Nicholas Latifi might crash into my house. So yeah, I mean, if he knows where I live, Nicholas Latifi, I think grew up, I think about 40 to 45 minutes away from my house. So very close to his hometown. Yes, I am balding, Will. Let's see. For any football fans in here, it's a sad day.
Yes.
Attic 69.
Yes. I was informed earlier one of a Liverpool player has sadly died today in a car crash.
Oh man,
Diego. And I've got to get his name right because he has died, so it's only right that we get his name right.
Diego Costa?
No, Diego. Hang on, I've got to look it up now.
Hey, Matty D. Matty D's in the chat. How's it going?
Right, it's Diego Jota, who has sadly died. He was only 28 years old in a car crash. Very sad news indeed. What's even sadder is got married 2 weeks ago.
Oh man, brutal.
Yeah,
brutal
and he's got 3 children as well. So
that sucks.
28 years old. So my condolences to the family. I was asked just to put it out. It's not in my wheelhouse, football, obviously, but tragic nonetheless.
Cool. Crap, man.
Yep. You just never know, Dom. You just never know.
Yep. You gotta be grateful for the days that you do have, right?
That's
it. Tough news.
Oh my God, Matty D's in the chat.
I know, Matty D's in the chat.
They're all coming out now. Unbelievable.
I know. Let's see. Will F1 says Lewis Hamilton to continue his 100% podium failure rate at Ferrari this weekend. I mean, yeah, aside from that sprint race in Shanghai very early in the season, we haven't really seen any Lewis Hamilton, any Lewis brilliance really, Dave, at Ferrari?
No, none at all really. Unfortunately, the start of the season, I did say that I didn't think Lewis was a good fit at Ferrari, and I didn't think he was going to do that well. And unfortunately, I've been proved correct. It's just a shame when you're a top sportsman for a very, very long time, and you can't take that away from him. 7 world championships is absolutely up there. And then you start to get to the end of your sporting career, not the end of your life, because a lot of people say that's what it's about, but it's not. The end of your sporting career, and then the sort of the complaints start to happen. It's always with Lewis, it's not me, it's the car, and I think he left Mercedes thinking that it was the car, and when he would go to Ferrari, he'd be back to his winning ways, but unfortunately it hasn't panned out like that. And it's not the car; it is Lewis. He's just naturally, he's 30. I think he's 39, almost 40. He's reaching the end of a great career.
Yeah, it's starting to fall out of his prime a little bit. But we'll see. I mean, maybe Ferrari is just kind of putting more of their efforts and focus into next season. I mean, a lot of teams I think are doing that now. They want to get the jump on the 2026 regulations. I'm trying to be optimistic about it, but yeah, I do think that that Hamilton is falling out of his prime a little bit. As much as I want to see him on that podium and even win some races, it's going to be a tough one.
It sure is. It sure is. Just looking at the chat here, he's gone there to fill up his pension pot. Well, honestly, I don't think he needs to fill up his pension pot. I'm pretty sure Lewis has got plenty of money stashed away for a rainy day. He's been in the sport for a very long time, so and he does lots of stuff outside of Formula One as well to make a few bob.
He's got sponsorships to last him a lifetime. So
yeah,
Matty D to answer your question, Canada is nice to live in, but it's very expensive. That's the short answer.
Yeah, but it's only expensive because of the state of your currency. The fact that the Canadian pound is probably about as useful as the rupee right now. It's just ridiculous.
So in comparison, a full price PS5 game in Canada is $89.99, so $90 Canadian. Very expensive stuff.
Very expensive.
And then you could be a fool like me and buy like the Ultimate Edition F125, and you'll end up paying $110.
Yeah. I never buy those Ultimate Editions. I just I just want to give Codemasters and EA as little cash as possible.
Yeah.
Just to get the game, and so that's what I do. Norris winning the championship would make the sport look dumb. There you go, says Will F1.
Really? Why is that? I mean, I'm cheering for Piastri, but if Norris wins the championship, I don't see how it would make the championship look dumb or the sport look dumb.
Yeah,
let's see. Both are really lucky that they have a dominant car. Yeah, neither McLaren driver are good enough to be world champion. I would disagree with that. I would say Piastri has the stuff to be a champion. Norris, there's been quite a few times where, like, in the heat of the moment, under intense pressure, he makes the wrong decision. But no, I think Piastri has the stuff to be champion. And that is my main prediction. I do think Piastri will win the WDC.
I heard a very interesting story from one of fans of F1 Games PlayStation the other day, and he said that Piastri's parents put up £6.5 million of their own cash to get Piastri into his first season in 2023, and I was like, oh wow. My God. I'm pretty sure he only signed for $6 million for 2023, so he basically drove all of 2023 for nothing.
Yeah, yep.
It's just,
yeah,
I mean, if he was paying back mum and dad, or whether dad wrote that off as a business expense, we don't know. But just the fact that $6.25 million to get him into Formula One, it's just crazy.
It's a lot of cash. Yeah, it's unbelievable how expensive the sport is.
Absolutely.
But I mean, hey, he's paying dividends now. I mean, he's certainly at the top of his game right now, and he's got the best car, so it's a good investment, in my opinion.
And he's got a very good manager in Mark Webber as well. He's
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, he's I would say a very good manager. Just if you look at Mark Webber in interviews that he's done in the past, very, very, well, as they call him, Aussie grit, very determined, and it's paying off dividends at the moment.
For sure. Matty Sorry, wait. Where did I read that? Will F1 says Verstappen, Russell, and Leclerc have all been better than both McLaren drivers this season. Norris bottled 2024, and he's doing the same this year. Yeah, I think I would agree with that. I mean, Verstappen, Russell, Leclerc. I think if I had to rank those three, I would say, yeah, Verstappen's definitely doing the best job. He was unlucky last race, but Russell is doing a fantastic job. Leclerc's doing, yeah, he's doing pretty good. He's got quite a few podiums, but yeah, I would rank them in that order in terms of performance. Have been better than both McLaren drivers, certainly better than Norris. But yeah, I don't know where Piastri would fit in that mix in terms of. Well, let me ask you, Dave. So between Piastri, Verstappen, Russell, and Leclerc, where would you rank those four?
Verstappen. Hang on, say that again. I need to write them down so I can look at them.
Okay, yeah. So if we were to give power rankings up to this point in the season, right?
Yeah.
We've got these four contenders: Piastri, then Verstappen, then we've got Russell and Leclerc.
Russell and Leclerc. Gotcha.
Yeah. Where would you put those guys in order in terms of how well they're doing this season?
Right. Well, I've got Verstappen first. Well, Verstappen. I mean, clearly that Red Bull is not a championship-winning car this year. Clearly, Verstappen has now, as we are just about approaching the halfway distance of the season, has realised that, because in the last interview he said we're just not fast enough. So with that in mind, I'd say Verstappen has done a tremendous job with that car. I mean, if you look at his teammates, I say teammates as in, plural, because he's had quite a few, and what they're doing with exactly the same car. Well, I say exactly the same car. Obviously, we all know that it's set up 100% for Max, and the teammate just has to get on with it, basically. But fundamentally, it's the same car.
Yeah.
And you see what his teammates are doing, which is Yuki's just, he's fair to middling, to be honest, isn't he? He's not really up there. And before that, Liam Lawson was absolutely disastrous. So Verstappen is just wringing the guts out of a pretty underperforming car. And so I would rate him out of these four. I would put him into second place. Verstappen.
Okay.
Second place.
Yeah.
Now, next on my list, I've got Piastri. Now, Piastri, well, what can you say? He's currently leading the championship, so he's doing tremendously well. I do notice some of the Grand Prix he doesn't seem to be quite 100% on it, and he does seem to sort of let Lando, have the glory at times, and I don't think that's correct. If you're fighting for a championship, he should be fighting very hard with his teammate Lando, and sometimes I see he seems to drop off, and sometimes it seems to me like he kind of goes to sleep during some of the races. But I would put Piastri in third position.
In third, okay. I'm curious. So that means that between Russell and Leclerc, one of them is 4 and one of them is 1. So give me who's your number 1 then?
Number 1, I would put George Russell, because he also is having problems. Last race he didn't do very well, but the race before that he did very well. Now the Mercedes, once again, it isn't a top flight car, but he is really. So I was just looking at the comments. He is really, wringing all he can out of that car, and I think at the moment he's doing a really good job. In that team, and I'm very surprised that he still hasn't got a contract for next year.
I think that's going to tail into one of our upcoming conversations, is what's going on in the silly season with Verstappen and with Russell and with Mercedes and Red Bull and potentially Aston Martin. We'll see. But yeah, I think I agree with that list that you put there. So you've got Russell 1, Verstappen 2, then
P-
you've got Piastri
3.
3,
And so
and
Leclerc I would put as 4
okay,
in the Ferrari. He's
yeah,
he's done better than Lewis, obviously, but
yeah,
compared to the other 3 above him, I don't think he's worthy enough to be higher than those. So that's why I put him at the top 4. I mean, still very good. He's in a top 4 of drivers, so he's still very good, but not as I
yeah,
say compared with the other 3. Now the only
yeah.
reason
I think it's sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
the only reason I can think of as to why George hasn't got that contract is that Toto is after, now this is quite crazy, after a complete driver swap. Max to Mercedes, George to Red Bull. That's the only thing I can think of.
You don't think George would go to Aston Martin to replace Stroll? I mean, if Aston Martin is serious, like, listen, I'm really excited about Aston Martin next season. They've got Adrian Newey. I think they're planning something big for 2026. Like, I would be surprised if they weren't a top 3 car next season. And so they've got Alonso, and I mean, yes, Alonso is old, but like, yeah, we can't see his age right now. I mean, he's always finding a way to sneak into the top 10. And yeah, I mean, Stroll. I mean, they could. There's definitely room for upgrade there. As much as I'm a Stroll fan, and I hate to admit that, but and I want to show my Canadian pride, especially after the 1st of July over here is Canada Day. I definitely think Aston Martin can upgrade their driver lineup with George Russell and Fernando Alonso in a Adrian Newey car would be insane. If they get it right, I think they could do some serious damage in the championship in 2026. And
Yeah.
I hope it's that way. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe Stroll will have his seat, and it'll just be the same lineup. But yeah, maybe it is a driver swap from Mercedes to Red Bull. It'll be interesting to see what's going on, but there's definitely something going on because Verstappen, I think, was asked if him and his agent were in talks with Toto, and he didn't directly say no.
Yeah.
So there's definitely something going on.
Absolutely.
Maybe we can fire off some of these comments. We've got quite a lot of discussion going on here. Let's see. Matty D says, how come F125 is only on PS5, no more PS4? Yeah, they moved away from old gen, Matty D. Yeah. Now it's PS5 is the way to go, unfortunately. Will F1 says Norris better than Verstappen. No, we were saying Piastri. Wait, no. Who said Norris better than Verstappen? Nobody did.
Nobody did.
No, Verstappen's definitely doing way better than Norris. Let's see. Yeah, the McLaren car is definitely on Mercedes levels of dominance for sure. I love to see Christian Horner at Ferrari with Lulu. It would never happen. It would never ever happen. Congratulations to Oscar Piastri on winning the British Grand Prix. Let's not jump the gun here. Dave, do you know what the weather is going to be like? Like for this weekend? Can we pull up? Maybe can you pull up like a weather forecast for the Silverstone?
I can indeed.
Let's see. Let's see. Vettel is 38. Doesn't seem right. Vettel is 38 years old. I know. He could still be in F1, man. They should. Vettel's not a reserve driver for any of the teams, is he? I don't think so.
No, I don't think so, no. It's going to be very cool on Sunday for the Grand Prix at Silverstone. It's going to be 19C. Cloudy with some sunshine, but no rain.
Oh, it says Saturday might rain, so at least
Saturday,
qualifying might be
yeah, we've
interesting.
got some rain on Saturday, but yeah, on Sunday, no rain. Only 19°C. A very cool Silverstone that will be.
Yeah, really nice weather for watching the race. Humidity 60%, precipitation 25%. Yeah, yeah, it doesn't seem like it's going to rain on Sunday, but still it could be an interesting race, especially if it's a wet qualifying and things get shaken up.
Absolutely.
Alpine want to sign Bottas, Will F1 says. Is that true? Oh, man. I don't know why they would
Wow.
want to do that, but
I honestly don't even know if Alpine are going to still be here next year. I honestly don't, because it's just that team is just an absolute disaster right now,
oh, yeah, I know it's falling apart like
falling
crazy.
apart. So I don't even know if they'll. I mean, they've got to come up with the money for all the new regulations next year. The new engine regs, the new aero regs, and I just can't see it. I just can't see it.
Mm.
I really can't. So
Well, I hope they stay in F1. I mean, it'll be the first year in 2026 that we'll have 22 cars on the grid since 2016. So
yeah,
it'll be nice to get those extra 2 seats. Let's see. Hamilton is just a number 2 driver for any top team at this point. Yeah, it looks like that's the case, unfortunately. But yeah, because Leclerc is definite. I would say Leclerc, yeah, is definitely the number 1 right now at Ferrari. I don't think they intended it to be that way, but definitely looks that way.
hello, Champ92. Welcome to the stream. Yes, I did notice a comment earlier where Mr. Paddock said, "Oh look, Jesus Simper is here."
Oh man. Let's see. Hamilton only had 1 chance to win his 8th title, and he simply made too many mistakes in 2021. Verstappen was far superior that season. Yeah, it was an awesome season. Yeah, whenever I think of 2021 and the blown championship, I think Baku City Circuit, that race in Azerbaijan, was one of the key moments to Lewis Hamilton not sealing the championship away.
Planal Plessy says the F1 film is getting a sequel. Don't know what they'd call it. They can't call it F2. Yes, indeed. I don't know what they call it either. Did you hear the rumours? Apparently that just before he made that film, Brad Pitt had a little bit of shall we say, cosmetic surgery.
Really?
Yes. To the face, to make him look.
Oh, what, like Botox?
I don't know. I've got to look at the news because I only saw it briefly. But yeah, that's apparently what's happened. Yeah, just before he started making it, he had some kind of surgery. I mean, he's 60 years old now, so he's not a young man.
Got to pull those wrinkles back. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, brutal.
Hi Shane, welcome to the stream. Well done to Lando Norris for winning the Austrian. Yes, well done to Lando Norris. I must admit, he did well. I've criticised Lando a lot this season and last season, in fact, but he did pull it off this week, which is a lot better than last week when he almost crashed into Piastri. So yeah, but that's Lando all over. Very inconsistent. 1 minute he's there, and the next minute he's not.
I'm just reloading the stream here. I'm trying to see how many viewers you have.
1.
Really? With all these people talking?
Yeah, I know. It never seems to come up on the view count, though. It only seems to be like 1 or 2, even though there's at least 5 or 6 in the chat. It's weird. I think it's the YouTube delay,
Yeah, that's weird. It's not showing me how many people are in the stream. Participants. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Well, 8 if you include me. Well, 8 people have used the chat so far, including you and me.
Nice. Let me
So
see
we should have 6 viewers, but
yeah, I'm live on my channel. It says I've got 4 watching right now. for watching right now. Also, the Hookster says
Well-
Donald Plessy is going to be able to watch the race live. Is it on? Yes, I will be. Finally, we get one race a year live, Dom, for free, and that's the Silverstone Grand Prix.
Oh, nice. Good,
yes.
good.
Yes.
I don't even think they do that in Canada. Those buggers.
Yeah.
They don't give us the Canadian GP free. They should, but
they should. Don't. They should. Paddock69 says, "What's the meaning behind drum tank, Dom?"
Oh, the meaning behind drum tank. Okay. I'm trying to think. When did I make that username? It's a username I've used since I was a kid, and I'm just trying to think of how old I was when I made it. Probably like 7 or 8. I remember the game. It was Stick Arena or something like that. It was a flash game online, and so when I went to pick a username, here's my advice to you youngins trying to pick a username. All right, so you're gonna pick 2 words, right? You're gonna pick something you love, or like something that's related to an interest of yours, and something like strong or tough, you know. So I like drums. I play the drums, and then like a tank is like an army tank, you know. They're tough and like they're made of steel, and so like drum tank. Like that was my theory. So, and like it kind of rolls off the tongue. So, yeah. So like if you like, I don't know, if you like guitar or something, or let me pick another. Let's say like pottery, right? Okay, so you can be like, clay rock or something. No, that's
Clay
stupid.
rock.
No, maybe not that. Mug, maybe like crystal mug or something. I don't know, or like you get my point.
I get your point.
I don't know. Maybe my formula doesn't quite work for other things, but no, drum tank just it's always been a name I've picked since I was a kid. But yeah.
Sonoda is doing a solid job at being shit. Yes.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's the car.
It's the car. It's not me. It's the car.
That Red Bull is a dog.
Yep.
Verstappen's just driving the pants out of it.
Yep.
I think that Red Bull might be like as far down as like the 5th fastest car. Like it might be a midfield car that that Verstappen is just driving the pants off of. Because I mean, Liam Lawson outqualified him in Austria, and I mean that says a lot. Because Liam Lawson in a Red Bull was terrible, but now he's out qualifying Max at the Red Bull Ring, which is a very simple track. It's arguably the easiest track on the calendar. So,
Now,
because I think McLaren's won for sure. I would say Ferrari is the 2nd best car. Mercedes is the 3rd best car. And then the 4th best car is tricky because you can make an argument for... I mean, you can make an argument for quite a few teams, like V-Carb. I'm just trying to think. Like Williams, you can make an argument for, even though like they've had a terrible weekend this weekend. Early on in the season, I think they were a little bit better. Maybe not Williams. I'm trying to think. Yeah, honestly, the best of the rest battle outside of the top 3 is pretty darn close. So, but anyways, my point being, like, there are cars that can definitely beat the Red Bull. So I'm not sure you can say that Red Bull is the 4th best car. It might be the 5th best car. I'm just not sure what team is the 4th best. Maybe it's V-Carb right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, pretty wild. Pretty wild.
Yeah. Now that may be a reason why Max is wanting to get out very, very quickly. My greatest fear next year for Red Bull is that there's going to be so much change for them. Like, you've got the new regulations, you've got them building their own engine for the first time in 2026. The Red Bull powertrain is coming off the production line for next year, with a co-partnered with Honda, who are doing the Ford, who are doing the electrical part of the engine.
Oh, that's right.
So yeah, that's that's a huge undertaking, and we all saw what happened when Honda re-entered the sport back in 2015. It was just an absolute disaster
Yeah, exactly.
with Fernando Alonso going, "This is a GP2 engine, GP2 engine." It was a
Yep.
so that's sort of, and I think Max can see. Max is always looking for the long term. He wants to be in the best car all the time, and he's looking at the Red Bull next year and thinking, there's too much change going on, I think, for Max, and that's why he wants to move into a team which hasn't got as much changing with it. Like Mercedes will still have the Mercedes engine in the back, obviously. And, so a team like Mercedes, he would like to go to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Paddock69 says the meaning of your name basically being that you were a dumb child and nothing has really changed.
No, I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think much has changed. Paddock69 also says Mercedes is the second best for sure. Yeah, on certain weekends they are. Like Canada for sure. I mean, like they were the best car at Canada, but no, I would make an argument for Ferrari being the second best car just overall, but it's very close between Mercedes and Ferrari. Both on track and in the championship as well. Will F1 says the gap is so big I can't say Red Bull is worse than the fourth best car, to be honest. Well, yeah, I think Max is really outperforming the car. So like that's why they hold their spot in the championship, the constructors. But I mean, yeah, like I'm still not convinced that the Red Bull overall is the fourth best car. I still think they're the fifth best car, because if you put anybody else that's not named Max Verstappen in that car, it's just a midfield car. So
yeah.
But yeah, Will F1 says Williams has the best midfield car, and yeah, I think on certain tracks Williams is the best midfield car, and they've definitely scored the points to prove that. So yeah, Williams and V-Carb are kind of the two, I would say, the two top midfield contenders. Would be funny to see Max battling over 19th place, says Paddock69.
Yes.
Yeah. It would have been interesting to see Max come from the back of the field if he wasn't DNF'd at Austria. That would have been a great thing to follow and watch, but yeah. I will say, Dave, I do have to jet, though. But it was nice having me on your show.
Okay, before you go, then you better tell everyone why you're here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you better tell them.
Okay, so yeah, if you're wondering why I'm here and not at work, unfortunately, I was terminated at work, so I am on a vacation right now. So, yeah. So I am on a how would I word it? An involuntary vacation is what I've been told to take. So shaking up and dusting off the resume, and I will be sending those out shortly. Maybe I could work for you, Dave. You know?
Yes. Oh, I'll tell you what. I need help all the time. Honestly, I really do. Yes.
Help with what, Dave? I'm not giving you that kind of help.
You can do my admin, because my admin's just ridiculous. It really is. Messages. You can be in charge of messages, because oh my god, the messages are just constant.
Oh yeah, constant. Speaking of messages, Will F1 says, "Oh dear, Dom's been sacked." Yep, I got the Nicholas Latifi treatment at work. Paddock69 says, "What did you do this time, Dom?" Nothing too terrible. I didn't. Nobody got hurt or killed, and I didn't burn the place down. So that's something.
It's a plus.
That's a plus. Yeah. Yep. No, it was. I think the official wording on the document was just unsatisfactory performance. I kept making little mistakes, and the company was like, "That's enough." So it was just one of those things. My job required insane precision, and I couldn't keep up with. I could keep up with the speed, but not the precision part of it. So that's why they let me go. Uh, yeah, I wish I worked for Red Bull. I wish I remember when I went to college, there were these people that would walk around with Red Bull backpacks on, and then
Yeah.
they would just be handing out Red Bulls. I was like, oh, that's such a great job. But yeah. Anyways, that's why I'm here, and yeah. So I'll keep you. I'll keep Hookster Talks updated with the job hunt, how that goes. So
Yeah. But I'd just like to reiterate, you know, it is one of those things in a career, unfortunately, that especially if you are on a performance target based job, it is very stressful. As I've said to Dom, I think last week, I used to do the job that Dom was doing like years and years and years ago, and a lot of people look down on that kind of work, but what you don't realize is that you are dealing with stuff that is worth a lot of money, you know, a lot of money. And so just little tiny mistakes. I mean, Dom, I told you that story, didn't I, about the chasing after the truck. That was that was a huge mistake, and also eventually I did get fired from that job, but that was for medical reasons, not for, you know, not being good. Not meeting performance targets. But yeah, I also got fired from that job. But you know, those kind of jobs are actually very, very pressurized, because there's so many things to remember. And as I said last week, I used to get the girl from the office. She would just hand me a piece of paper and say, right, just do this, I'll sort the paperwork out later, you know. So it's just handwritten what you had to do on a piece of paper. And sometimes it was like how doctors write prescriptions out. You can't read it. It's like, what's that? What does that say? Is that a 2? Is that a 4? Is that I don't know. And so, you know, that's how mistakes can happen. So yeah, but yeah, it's one of those things.
It was a very metrics driven and metrics based job, and like if you didn't, you know, if your numbers didn't match what the company wanted, then you were in their hot seat constantly. So yeah, it was just one of those things. But I'm feeling pretty optimistic that I'll find something that I like, and so I'm looking forward to that. And just for now, I'm using the time off to just reset and and just focus on things to come, do some errands, clean my car, do some motorcycle practice. And so, yeah, that's what I've been doing so far.
So Paddock says, basically because you are incompetent.
Yes, exactly. In a nutshell. Let's see. Verstappen, 4th best driver of 2025 and behind Norris, according to Matt. Oh, that's what Will F1 says. But anyways, so yeah, Dave, I think I'm gonna head out. Thank you for having me on the show.
No
always a pleasure. Thank you to all of you viewers and all the people who have participated in the comments. I'm going to hand it over to the Hookster now, and I will catch you all later.
Thank you very so much. Thank you for joining us tonight. Thank you. Bye bye.
Right. I'm gonna put the helmet on.
Put the helmet on.
As an exit.
That's it. Put it on. Just before you go, Dom, tell everyone what motorbike you've got.
I got a Kawasaki Ninja.
What?
I'll catch you later, y'all.
Dog's in the background. He's gone. That was a good quality call. There you go. Excellent. Right, there you go, everyone. That was Dom, who's unfortunately unemployed right now. Yes. Let's get the chat. Will F1 says, hopefully Dom won't get sacked next time he's on here. Not going to lie, saying like that would destroy me. Yeah. You're fired. Dominic Orlando sacked. Yes. Breaking news, everyone. Breaking news. Hello to everyone else in the stream. Sorry, I haven't been reading your comments because Dom was here. Mr. Rugara, welcome to the stream. Also, Champ92, which I did say welcome along as well. Imagine if Josh got sacked. Yes. Imagine that. Imagine that. Oh my goodness. Right, we've got some more exciting stuff here. Oh my goodness. Because the postman's been here, everyone. Now, I ordered a couple of old crap motor racing games last week, and they have finally come. So we're going to talk about them now. I'm actually going to open one live. Here's the first one. It's called Warm Up, and it's on the PlayStation 1. Unfortunately, this is the only copy I can get hold of on eBay. Yes, this was it. There was one more copy on there, but it was like 14 quid, and I went, "You've got to be kidding me." This was £5, but as soon as I put it on my watch list on eBay, the seller came back and said an offer be £3.32. So he was desperately trying to get rid of it. So I went, yeah, all right, I'll do it for £3.32. In fact, I got both games for £3.32 each. So that's not bad. So this is how it came. Unfortunately, the disc is more scratched than a box of kittens. I don't know if you can see that, but can you see that? There's a lot of... You can't actually see it because it's just reflecting the thing. There's a lot of scratches on that disc. You can probably see it if I angle it a little bit. So it is scratched like a box of kittens. But I did test it last night, and it does actually work. It does actually work. So I didn't get scammed on eBay. So yeah, gave it a little test. It's actually not too bad. It's actually the follow-up to F1 World Grand Prix 1999. If anyone remembers that load of old cack. Yes, this is the follow-up. Basically, it uses the exact same game engine as F1 World 99. Yes, exactly the same. No difference whatsoever. Same engine and everything. But they've obviously didn't sell many copies of F1 World 99, and so they thought, oh well, we'll just release the same game again, only without the official F1 license, because we can't be bothered to pay for it. So that's what this is. It's basically the same game, only without the F1 license. Yes. So anyway, I played it for about an hour last night, and it's not too bad. It's not, well, for a PS1 game anyway, it's not that bad. So I will be doing a little review of that at some point on the channel. Obviously it's got two modes of play, and when you go to simulation mode it's absolutely impossible and you keep spinning out every time you go around a corner. But in its like standard mode, it's not too bad. It's definitely playable. I was playing it in the wet and it was fine, absolutely fine. Has Josh downloaded it? Yes, he has. F1 2000 piss take time. You need to get driven on the PS2. Yeah, I do need to get driven on the PS2. I do, you're right. I haven't got that one yet. I must get driven on the PS2. Did they fix the handling? Yes, to me it feels... It's definitely better handling than F1 World Grand Prix, which was atrocious. Because on that game I think you only had simulation handling, and you've got exactly the same of this on here. If you put it onto simulation handling, it's absolutely horrendous. But it's got an easy handling mode. Not arcade. It is still in the simulation mode, but it is, you can have it on easy or you can have it on simulation. I put it on easy, and it drives a hell of a lot better than F1 World 99. So yeah, they fixed it. They fixed the handling on a different game. Yes. Oh my goodness. F1 2001. Okay, and we've got the second one here. The second one's just come. I've got to I'm going to open it right now. Live. You're not going to believe this. You're not going to believe this. They do this a lot these days to make it look to make it look better. They've sealed it in plastic. Now, first thing I always do when I get a game that's second hand is I get me a little spray gun out. I give it a little wipe down. Give it a little wipe down. And in case you're wondering why, oh, as my chair just breaks. In case you're wondering why, it's because you don't know where this game's been. You don't know where this game's been. I mean, if a kid's had this game, it might have been sticking it up his bottom. Who knows? And you don't want those bottom germs. You don't want those bottom germs. No. So wow, look at this, everyone. Look, they sealed it. Trust me, it's not brand new. It was advertised as second hand, but they've actually sealed it. I'll tell you what. That also was £6, and the seller offered it to me for £3.32. So I have to say, round of applause to that seller for actually seeing it in a bag. That's great, isn't it? Absolutely great. Right, let's open it. It's like Christmas. Whee! Maybe I could resell it now for a tenner. Put that up there a minute. Right. Let's give it a little wash. Give it a little wash. Get all those germies off. That's it. Just getting all the germies off. There we go. We'll do the disc as well. Just the outside, not the inside. So here it is. Racing Simulation 3. That's opening up. There it is. Look, it even comes with a manual as well. Everything's in there for £3.32. Not bad at all. Let's check the disc. See if it's more scratched than a box of kittens. Oh, I'll tell you what. Everyone. That is pretty decent. You can't see that on camera, but I can see it close up. Few very light scratches, but apart from that, that looks pretty decent. Pretty decent. I say you can't see it because it's, but that is pretty decent. Well done. Well, probably means it's never been played because it's shit. But there you go. There you go. Still pretty decent. So yes, I will give that a go at some point. Yes. Look at that though. £3.32 everyone. £3.32. Yes. Yes. Right, let's put me spray bottle away. Yes, I have, Shane. I finally got Warm Up and Racing Simulation 3. So the whole lot came to about, I don't know. Warm Up I had to pay a little bit of postage for. It's only £3, but I think I had to pay £1 in postage or whatever. So it's about £4. But Racing Simulation 3 was £3.32 with free postage. So well done that guy, whoever sold me that. I can't even remember who it was, but whoever sold me that, well done. Well done. Great result. Not only that, they sealed it in plastic as well, which is always great to see. And he only charged £3.32. So I think it's a bargain. Absolute bargain. Bargain. Right, where are we? Bloody hell. But yeah, you're right. I must get driven. I'll have to see if I can find that somewhere. Williams FW20 1998 car. Get out and praise of that game is strictly prohibited on this channel. F1 2000 is a cracking game, I agree. The Sony version, that is. It gets my Yorkshireman seal of approval. Hello, Mr. Shane Paul. Welcome to the stream. Says, good evening. My God, you have a shirt on. Yes, I have got a shirt on because it's not that warm at the moment. Not warm as warm as it was on Monday. Oh my god. Where's Josh's SD Bestie Ocon teddy bear? Yes, where is his SD Bestie Ocon teddy bear? You finally got warm up, mate. Yes, I have, Shane. Yes, I have. Which version? I had the game once. Safe to say it's in the bin now. I'm still waiting for my copy of Newman Huss Racing. Now, Newman Huss is a good game. It's a good game. Yes. They basically stole the engine from the original Formula 1 game. Yeah. It's okay. They were allowed to. Bizarre Creations actually let them do it. And they stole the engine and made their own Champ Car game out of that game engine. That's the original, not F1 97. A lot of people thought it was F1, but it wasn't. It was the original Formula 1 game. They stole the game engine. They actually had help from one of the developers of Formula 1 to help out with the process of, upgrading it so it works with Champ Cars. And yes, that's what happened with that game. But it is pretty decent. Only problem is the collisions on the game. They're not bad, but when you do collide, the camera suddenly zooms out very, very quickly and then zooms back in again, and it can get a little bit disorientating. You won't be saying well done when you play it. Yes, I get the feeling you could be right there. You could be right there. Yes. So out of the two, at the moment, I'm very impressed. I haven't played the other one, so I can't. But out of the two at the moment, I'm very impressed with this warm up. Very impressed indeed. Because as I say, I was playing the wet last night, and it was absolutely fine. Absolutely fine. In fact, I had to really gun it round the corner to get it to spin out. Really had to gun it round the corner. Have you been enjoying Space Precincts? Yes, I have, Shane. I have very much. Good evening, Rich LaRousse. He says, good evening. Good evening, sir. I go now, bye. Thank you, Mr. Champ 92. And same to you, mate. Same to you. Have a good weekend. Paddock 69, including the minus 735 degree tyre wear and broken qualifying. Yes. Hello, Crystal Racing. Welcome to the stream. I hope everyone's well. Happy birthday, Vettel. Yes, indeed. Also, Dave, even though there probably won't be any classic cars in the Formula 1 games, there have been some classic cars I've been waiting to see in the F1 game. Yes. Later, Champ 92, avoid tyre blowouts. But sadly, rest in peace, the Liverpool footballer Diego Jota and his brother Andre Silva. Yes, indeed. I did mention that earlier in the show, and it's a very, very, very sad situation. I think the most saddest situation of that, as I said, is the fact that he literally got married 2 weeks ago. I mean, that's just very, very tragic. Very, very tragic. And the fact he's got 3 kids as well is even worse. So, yeah, my condolences go out to their families. It's on the line. I'll leave it just. Was this supposed to be funny? Bad taste. I don't know what's going on in my chat tonight. I don't know what's going on. I'm only reading it out, so I don't know what's going on. What did he say? I can't remember. Where are we? Oh, avoid tyre blowouts. Anyway, moving on. It's on the line. There you go. So anyway, I will be doing some videos of those games later. Now, the best thing about this game is it's got a 100% race option on it. Now, shall I or shan't I? Let me know in the comments. It's not like motorsport where the danger is apparently obvious. Footballers and anyone else dying young feels unacceptable. Yes, it does. Absolutely. Absolutely. Because Diego's Lambos. Okay, thanks for the clarification, Crystal Racing. As I've said previously, I'm not a I'm not a football fan. In fact, I hold my hands up. I don't know a thing about football. So all I saw before I came on air was that he died in a car crash. So I didn't know the circumstances of that crash. So thank you for the clarification. I'm not making fun of the situation he is behind his wife and 3 kids, and his parents lost both sons. Yes, absolutely. Totally agree with you. Right, let's see if I can find that video. I know you sent it to me. Let me see if I can find it. Here we go.
At Wix, shop our summer savers and feel.
Adverts. Right, we're going to look at this. We're going to look at this guy's video. Guess Walmart will be the replacement for F1 98 when you finish that challenge? Yes, probably will be. And to answer your question, no, not exactly, but make of it what you will. It's me after all. Leave it now. I'm not a fan if you can't stop being making jokes because you can't, because they do it anyway. The poor bald bloke has to read out all these, remember? Yes. Absolutely. Absolutely. Right, let me just... Who will win the World Drivers' Bet? I'm pretty sure Piastri. Just going to move you over to the right hand side a minute, chat. Anyway. This guy here has committed gaming heresy. Yes. I was going to leave him a comment, but as you can see, he's on 140 subscribers. So I thought, that may be sort of construed as me throwing a bit of shade if I call him out on stuff. So I thought, I know, I'll just do it in a video, because that's what I do anyway, is call people out on video. So it doesn't really matter. And if he gets to see it, he does. If he doesn't, I doubt if he will, because he's going to sit through an hour of my stream just to watch this. No one. So yeah, but anyway, if he does, he does. If he doesn't, he doesn't. It doesn't really matter, does it? But anyway, here we go. He is reviewing F1 2001. This is the EA Sports version. Okay, EA Sports, and he says in the title, "What a game! What a game!" Now, as I'm running through the video, I will be pointing out some inaccuracies that he may have made when he made the video. Inaccuracies. So let's have a look at that now.
Welcome back everyone to Bernie Man's Gaming Vault. Now, F1 2001, a name that rings a bell for die-hard Formula 1 fans and early 2000s gamers alike. Released during a time when the sport was rising in global prominence and EA Sports was experimenting with simulation racing, F1 2001 sought to deliver an authentic motorsport experience. But more than 2 decades later, how does it hold up? Was it a true step forward or just another yearly title lost to time? Let's dive deep into the world of F1 2001 on the PlayStation 2.
You've collided with Tasso Marquez. Your tires will have picked up all sorts from that trip. Be careful.
The game was developed by Image Space Incorporated.
Okay, first problem. No, it wasn't. It was Visual Sciences, obviously, who did F1 98. But it's a common mistake to make, because if you looked up on Wikipedia, it does mention Image Corp Incorporated or whatever it was, because they did the PC version. So it's very easy to get confused. Now, the other problem is when these guys do reviews of these games, they say, oh yeah, it's brilliant and whatever. Look in the left-hand corner. He's doing 4-lap races. 4-lap races. In a 4-lap race, you are never going to find out whether this game is any good or not. As you know, I've done 100% races on this game, and that's when I found out how severely broken this game really is. And as a result of how broken it was, I then dove deeper into why it was so bad, and I went onto forums. I even went on to a forum post from the developer of this game, who said that it's the reason why the game didn't work on longer stretches is because they actually didn't design it to be run on like full Grand Prix, which just incredible to think of now, isn't it? Incredible to think of. But yeah, they didn't design the game so you could run a whole length Grand Prix on it, because as everyone knows through watching my video, the flag system on 100% race is completely broken. Yellow flags, it's just ridiculous, and you can't do it. It's not even worth doing full Grand Prix because it doesn't work. Anyway, I digress.
Published by EA Sports, F1 2001 was released in late 2001 on multiple platforms including the PC, Xbox and PS2. EA's focus was on realism, both in terms of
realism. Is really? Nah.
Physics and presentation, but also accessibility. It tries to cater sim racing and casual fans alike, a balancing act few games managed to pull off successfully back then. Gameplay is where F1 2001 tried to distinguish itself. The game features all the teams, drivers and circuits from 2001 FIA Formula 1 World Championship. That means 11 teams, 22 drivers and 17 circuits from that season. Monza, Suzuka, Spa and the debut of the Malaysian Sepang circuit in full fidelity.
I won't tell you the deliberate mistake there.
Jimmy Raikkonen has hit you! Jimmy Raikkonen and Spa just ahead, watch out!
The handling model in F1 2001 was robust for its time.
Robust for its time. I have to digress there. It was definitely... robust is not a word I would call it. Crap. Absolutely atrocious. Those are words I would call it. But robust, definitely not.
Vehicles had weight, but you could feel traction loss mid-corner. Braking points mattered. Tyre wear, although rudimentary by modern standards, existed. And unlike the arcade-style F1 games of the late 90s, this was firmly in the simulation camp. Even if...
Firmly in the No. It was more arcadey than any of the Sony games. Come on.
Physics weren't perfect. The AI in this game was a highlight and a curse. The drivers defended aggressively and would take proper racing lines, but they could also behave erratically. Collisions, though not always realistic in outcome, were frequent and made races tense. Unfortunately, rubber banding was an issue, reducing the realism EA was trying to push. Visually, the F1 2001 was a mixed bag. On one hand, the track detail was a noticeable improvement from the PS1 era. Crowds were 3D and you had animated pit crews, detailed garages and relatively accurate car models. The lighting, though limited, gave a slight sense of depth and atmosphere, particularly in cloudy and rainy conditions. F1 2001 wasn't packed with modes, but what it offered was deep. You had a full championship mode, single race, time trial and training challenges. Training sessions were a clever addition, requiring you to improve yourself before unlocking new modes and features. Think of them as a racing tutorial that taught you sector times, braking techniques and wet condition handling. It was like a precursor to modern licensed tests in games like Gran Turismo, for instance. F1 2001 was among the most realistic console F1 games of its time.
No, it really wasn't.
F1 2001 was amongst the most realistic console F1 sims of its time. You had damage modelling, along with mechanical failures, tyre wear, pit strategies and variable weather. The game didn't hold your hand. If you overcooked the corner in Monaco, you were in the wall, simple as that. And yet, for all its realism, it was still approachable. Assists like traction control, automatic gearbox and driving line could be toggled. In that sense, it was both a simulator and a training ground for casual players. Let's place F1 2001 in context. It was competing with Sony's Formula 1 2001 and later F1 Career Challenge from EA itself. On PC, you had Jeff Cramman's Grand Prix 3 and 4, and they offered more hardcore sim experiences. Compared to those, F1 2001 on the PS2 struck a middle ground, deeper than arcade races and less punishing than true sims.
Congratulations, you've won the Australian Grand Prix.
Compared to today's Codemasters F1 games, F1 2001 feels primitive. But its DNA, its track accuracy, AI competitiveness and driver immersion can be seen in modern titles. It was a stepping stone, but not a peak. So how should we remember F1 2001 on the PS2?
It was crap.
A rough diamond. A game that dared to push realism on a platform still embracing arcade sensibilities. It wasn't perfect, it had flaws in its AI, visuals and mode variety held it back, but it laid critical groundwork for the future of Formula 1 games. If you're a collector or retro racing fan, F1 2001 is still worth revisiting, not just a game, but as a time capsule. A reminder of what simulation meant in early 2000s and how far we've come since. But for better or worse, F1 2001 raced ahead of its time. As you've seen in this video, the game is chaotic, wild and crazy. Without damage on, you can literally bully people off the road and act like a bloody dodgem car. But the game was great. Early doors, these were the go-to games for F1 racing fans, and at the time they felt realistic, they felt great, and having the accuracy of real teams, real cars, great paint jobs, they looked the part, and at the time we as gamers and racing fans loved it. I spent many of hours back in the day playing this game, and I'm sure other racing fans did as well, and driving sim fans. So all I can say is it's a true F1 icon game which paved the way for some of the great titles we have today. Thanks for watching the video. Hope you enjoyed this little look back at F1 2001 on the PS2. If you liked the video, please hit that like button, and if you like the stuff on the channel, please drop that subscribe. It really means a lot and helps the channel.
So there you go then. A history of F1 2001. Let's get the chat back. Come back, chat. The least worst, Crystal. Inaccuracies which I'll point out in the comments if you want to have a look. Oh yeah. Today was weird, real weird. From 11 PM, black sky, just strange shit going on. The last word, huh? Kimi Raikkonen, Jeezy's voiceovers EA hired, couldn't care less. That's true. The least worst will win it. Gasly would slap Piastri and Norris into oblivion if he sat on that McLaren. That corner cut. Yeah, that corner cut was epic. Out of a corner cut. Norris, yes. Piastri, probably not. Vile, vile video. There you go. Right, let's have a look at the F1 news. See what's going on. Top stories, of course. Max Verstappen, Mercedes will be motivated by landing blow to Red Bull with something. Well, let's have a look and see what. This is a day ago, though. Blockbuster signing. Toto Wolff confirmed he is engaged in ongoing conversations over trying to sign Max Verstappen. Oh my god. Yes, it would leave Red Bull in a dire situation. The only problem with this is, I mean, Max has signed for a huge amount of money until 2028. His contract's till 2028. So for Toto to take on Max, he's basically got to buy that contract from Red Bull for 23 years, 26, 27, 28. He's got to buy that 3-year contract away from Red Bull, and that's going to be mega bucks. Mega bucks. Really is. So that's why I can't see it happening, to be honest. I really can't see it happening. It's a disgrace to the F1 game community. That Northern Ireland accent tops it off. Yeah, it does. It does. It's called Scouse, Crystal. Show my comment. Poor old Liverpool fans still suffer when they win. Max leaving will turn Red Bull back to where they were in 2008. Yes. Yes. Well, you know what they should do now, don't you? They should. If they're going to go back to 2008, they should go back even further to 2005 and bring back David Twat Coulthard in the Red Bull. Yes. That's what we need. That's what Red Bull needs. David Twat Coulthard in the Red Bull car for 2026. You heard it here first. It's probably going to happen now. So you heard it here first. David Coulthard in the Red Bull 2026. That's what we need. That's what we need. Russell has been too good to just drop. This is true, but they're in a very difficult situation because Toto has said that he's fully committed to Kimi Antonelli. Fully committed. So he can't get rid of him. If he's fully committed, he can't get rid of him. George still hasn't got his contract yet. So there is a possibility he could get rid of George because he's not in contract. Show Mike. Alright, I'll show you bloody comment. Where is it? There it is. He says this game was a disaster. Horrid handling, laughable collision detection and AI, frame rate issues, unresponsiveness during pit stops, and worst of all, the broken yellow flag system, which made long races essentially unplayable. as featured in my 100% race series. Even for the time that this was pitiful and inexcusable, given Sony's far superior outings with the same technology available. Those nostalgia glasses of yours must be trying to cloud the utter garbage this game is. True. I mean, the games didn't even come out on DVDs. They come out on CDs. That's how much EA was committed to the cause. Yeah, they couldn't even be, because I'll just tell you a little story here. The PS2 could play CD-ROMs, and you could put PS2 games onto CD-ROMs because it was cheaper than bringing them out on DVDs. Which I know it seems incredible now, but back in the day when PS2 was coming out, DVDs were very, very expensive. They were expensive to buy, then they were expensive to make as well. So they used to bring games out on CDs. Yes, I think this. Let me make myself bigger a minute. That's what she said. I think this game is on a CD. You can always tell because the other side of the disc, instead of being silver, is blue. And there you go. That's a blue disc, which means it's a CD. And if I point that to the screen, you will see. You won't, because it won't focus. Focus, camera, focus. Back a bit, back a bit. Are you going to focus? But you can see on the left it says compact disc. Compact disc. Might just be able to see it there. Compact disc, because that's what it is. It's a compact disc. But the problem was, it was a CD. CDs, you could only fit 750 megabytes of data onto a CD. That was it. Okay. Now, there was compression technology, which meant that you could fit round about 1.2, 1.3 gig if you compressed it onto a CD. But that's it. You could not fit any more onto it. So all these CD games were maximum 1.2 gig. Now if you compare that to a DVD, they were basically twice that amount. 3-4 gig. DVD was 4.7 gig maximum, but no PS2 game actually came out at that maximum level. They were usually about 3.5 gig, 4 gig, something like that. So at least double the size. So that could sort of tells you how great the F1 game by EA was going to be, because they just couldn't fit it onto a disc. He has actually responded, but I won't read that out. And he says a couple of errors in the video. Visual Sciences made the console versions, not Image Space Incorporated. Yes, they are also the same people who made the fantastically broken Formula 1 98. Sepang debuted in 1999. I said while it was playing, spot deliberate mistake, meaning its first time being portrayed in any sort of reasonable quality was F1 Championship Season 2000, the precursor to this pile of cack. GT3 came out several months before this game, so not only were they not the precursor to GC's license test, it's highly likely that they bunged them in at the last minute to try and piggyback on its success and nick a few extra sales by marketing this feature heavily. There you go. I've done your comments. Nice rant, Pedix. I can't believe people don't realise Kimmy has a higher ceiling than Russell. Yes. Show the replies. I think I did show the replies, didn't I? Pretty sure I did. Even for 2001, this is dog shit. It's EA, so what else do you expect? There you go. There you go. There you go. Shane says, here are my top 5 classic cars I would have wanted to see in the F1 game. Ferrari F2000 from 2001, BAR 06 from 2004, Ferrari F2003 from 2003, Renault R25 from 2005, and the Williams FW17 from 1995. Am I right or am I right? Yes, you showed them. Yes, you are right. It was CAC. It was CAC. It was not a patch on the Sony games, and they were just bringing them out to compete with Sony. I'd imagine GT3 and 4 pushed close to the 4.7 gig limit. Yeah, they probably did because they were massive games. I agree, but most of the PS2 games, because I put a lot of them on emulation, they come out about 3.5 gig. They never went up to the upper limit. I would probably suggest that GT3 and 4 probably did. Yeah, they were probably the only ones, to be fair. I can't think of any other sort of racing game that had that amount of detail in it that would have pushed it up to the limit. But still, at 3.5 gig, it was still twice the size of one of those CD games, which, as I say, was just done for cheapness. Cheapness. Seems amazing to say nowadays that DVDs were so expensive. I mean, nobody even bothers with DVDs anymore, do they? But there you go. Hello, sir. Welcome to the stream. I can't pronounce your name, but he says, no way. Is it possible Max moved to Mercedes? Well, anything's possible in Formula 1, as someone used to say. And yes, it is possible. I think it's highly unlikely. Highly unlikely. As I said, Mercedes would have to buy that 3-year contract from Verstappen. Now, the only way around that is I understand there are clauses in Max's contract. And one of those, I think, is if he ends up below a certain standing in the championship. I can't remember what standing that is. I think it may be third. That he can leave the team and then those clauses don't come into effect. But if everything pans out as it has been at the moment, as I say, Toto Wolff would have to buy Max Verstappen's contract for 2026, 2027 and 2028, because that's what he's got with Red Bull. You'd have to buy that from Red Bull, and that's going to cost Toto a lot of money. Now, Red Bull, yes, they probably enjoy the money, but then they're going to be in a terrible situation because their car is going to be, as Will said earlier, it's going to be pootling around in 19th place because you're going to have Yuki Tsunoda as the teammate, and who's going to be? Oh, it'll be George Russell. George Russell will be the #1 driver at Red Bull. Yeah, that's not going to be good. Not going to be good. I used to race the GT mod of F1 2002 EA Sports. The speed deficit was obviously massive. I remember in GT6 they had to downgrade the menus purely so they could fit extra cars and features in. Yes. Oh yes, GT6. Yeah, and that was on PS3 with its Blu-ray, 25 gigabytes on a Blu-ray, 50 gigs if it's dual layer, 100 gigs if it's triple. I'm such a nerd. I'm such a nerd. Oh, I know all this shit. Such a nerd. Yes. 100 gig if it's triple layer. Not many people ever put triple discs out. Not very reliable, unfortunately. So not much good for games because you're always playing them, aren't you? Double layer Blu-rays, yes, that was quite common for games. Double layer Blu-ray. So 50 gig on a Blu-ray was quite common back in the day, but not trebles. Bit unreliable, so they didn't bother with that. But yes, such a nerd, honestly. We need Cockney Dave on F1 Race Stars. Cockney Dave? Cockney Dave? Don't know where he's gone. I think he's still in the cupboard out the back there. You still in the cupboard? Oi, Cockney. Oh, shut up, you bastard. He's still in the cupboard. Yeah. I'll get him out one day, don't worry. Yes, F1 Race Stars. I am throughout the month of July recording some other videos that aren't the All Seasons career, and I've got to be back on the All Seasons on the 1st of August, otherwise I'm going to get behind. But for the whole of July I am recording other videos. I will be doing videos on warm-up and RS3. Also, I'm halfway through Jacques Villeneuve's Racing Nightmare. Yes, I'm halfway through doing a review of that game, or at least recording a review of that game. So I'm halfway through that. I've got about another hour of footage to record for that, which I'll be doing on Friday, I think. So that's that one. What else have I got? Oh, I've got a very quick video about F1 World Grand Prix 99, which someone informed me that I didn't know there was a feature on it. But that'll only be a quick one, like 10-minute video. So I got that to come out. I just finished last week the traditional Halloween F1 98 video. That's finished. That's recorded. I say finished, they're all recorded. I haven't started editing them yet, but that's recorded. And I think all I've got left to do after that will be F1 2002 100%, F1 Challenge 100%, and F1 Race Stars, which I actually finally got a few months back for about £3 again. I've never actually had the full version of the game. I've shown it in videos occasionally, but I always had the demo version, which was just I think 3 circuits, and that was it. You could do a couple of laps on. That's the only version I've ever had. But I finally got the full version, so I should be doing a little review on F1 Race Stars, where everyone remembers that. Came out in 2012, and it was basically a cartoon version of the F1 game. Yes, Mario Kart, that's what it was. Mario Kart F1. So I should be doing that as well. But it's all got to be finished before the end of the month, because back on the All Seasons grind in August. But at the moment, yeah, we're doing all right. So tonight I will be looking after the stream. I should be looking at this for a little while, and then tomorrow I shall finish off the Jacques Villeneuve Racing Nightmare. Oh my god. But I will say, when I get that done, you will be surprised. You will be surprised. Yes. Not going to say any more, but you will be surprised. Got to do career challenge in Monaco. Go away with your Monaco. I'm not doing 100% in Monaco. No way. Oh my god. Monaco takes long enough as it is without doing 100%. Not happening. Not happening. F1 2002. Yeah, I've got that all ready to go. I've got F1 2002 and F1 Career Challenge as 2002. I'm going to do both of those through emulation, because then I can save them at any point, which is just so much better. I did F1 98 last week on the PlayStation 3, which, as you know, you can't save. I did it all in one night, but I did like 20 laps, took a break, 20 laps, took a break, 20 laps, did a break, and then went to the end. It took about three and a half hours in total. That's with the break. So I only had like a 5-minute break and then came back to it again. But yeah, I did that all in one go. But with those kind of things, I just want to do them in the emulation, because it's just so much easier, because you could just stop it at any point and come back to it. So yeah, it's just easier. Warm Up is a PS1 game, so I can use the PS3. This I'll have to use on emulation, because I've spoken before about video quality, so I'll have to do that. But yeah. Oh, I've actually got it here, actually. I've actually got some of them here, because I've been putting them up here on my computer. So this is the other one I'm going to be doing. F1 Career Challenge 100% race. Yes. And this is the video I'm halfway through at the moment. It's Jacques Villeneuve's Racing Nightmare. Yes, from the visionary mind of Jacques Villeneuve. Well, I don't know what drugs he was on when he made this, but can I have some? Oh my god. But, as I said, little surprise for you when I do that video. Little surprise. Yes. With Formula 197 being the best Formula 1 game on the PS1, Formula 1 Championship Edition is the best Formula 1 game on the PS3. Yes, I agree with you. With that AI, you won't make it to the end of Monaco anyway. That's true. We demand Monaco. No! No Monacos. No Monacos. No. No. Anyway, so that's what I'm going to do. Right. I'm going to wrap up the stream here because unfortunately I've got a dentist appointment very early in the morning, so I've got to disappear now and try and get some sleep. Well, I won't be going to sleep yet, but try and get some sleep later. And so no Monaco. No Monaco. Yes, no Monaco. So anyway, it is of course the British Grand Prix from Silverstone this weekend. Yes, and great for us British fans. Race Stars is an underrated game. Yeah, I did play a bit of it a couple of months ago, only about half an hour, and I was quite impressed. I thought it wasn't too bad at all. So yeah, I'll be doing a little review on that at some point as well. Don't ask me when they'll be out. They'll be out when I've recorded them. It takes a very, very long time. The recording process, the editing process, the putting the commentary on, uploading to YouTube. It takes forever. Yes, but at some point they'll be on. Of course, the F1 98 one will be out on 31st of October in its usual Halloween slot. So I should that'll probably have to be the first one I should be working on, so I don't miss that deadline. But all the rest will be out at some point in the future. Yes. Anyway, there we go, everyone. Thanks so much for joining me tonight. As I say, I've got dentist in the morning very, very early, so I'm going to break off now. We're almost at the we're 1 hour and 45 minutes, so we're getting close to the 2 hour limit that I like to do anyway, so we're not too far off it. Thanks so much for joining me tonight. Thanks to Mr. Paddock 69, thanks to Shane as well. Crystal Racing was in there, thank you, and the man with the Korean name who I can't pronounce, thank you sir for joining me as well. Crystal, I think I just said Crystal. Mr. Rugal was in there as well, thank you for joining me in the stream. Champ 92, thank you sir for joining me in the stream as well. Shane Paul was in there. Rich LaRousse, thank you for joining me. Yes indeed. Oh, Will F1, who can forget Will F1? We can't forget Will F1, can we? He was in there, and of course Dom was in here live at the start of the stream as well. Paddock 69, yes, we know Paddock 69. I think that was everybody. Let's have a look. Will, oh no, Matthew de Souza, almost forgot Matthew de Souza. He was in there at the start. Thanks Matt. And I think that's everyone. I think Will was the first one in. No, Will was the first one in, then Drum Tank. There you go. Looking forward to seeing Norris finishing 4th despite having a car about 10 laps faster than anyone else. Yeah, I don't think Norris is going to do that well at Silverstone. He doesn't seem to do that well at Silverstone, does he? So I'm not quite so sure. Anyway, thank you everyone. You have been awesome tonight. From me and Mr. TB the Bear. Yeah. 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 Everyone's favourite bear. Oh yeah. We love TB. Thank you everyone for joining me. I shall enjoy the dentist. It's alright, it's only a checkup, so it's nothing, no work being done tomorrow, but I say it's quite early in the morning, so I'm going to disappear right now. Thanks for everyone for joining me tonight on another Hookster Talks. Enjoy the British Grand Prix, enjoy everything else, and just enjoy everything. Just why not? Monaco, Davis, alright. Just because I'm going to the dentist in the morning and I'm going to break off right now, alright, I'll do Monaco. On what game? Was it? F1 Career Challenge, is that the one? If I don't write it down, I'll forget. Monaco. Right, I have written that down. There it is. F1 career challenge, Monaco. I have written that down. Okay. You do remember most of your views come from me. Yeah, alright, whatever. Anyway, thanks for joining me tonight, everyone. You have been awesome as always. Enjoy the British Grand Prix. I will obviously be around during it, and if anything crops up, I shall come on here and make a quick video if anything happens, whatever, breaking news or whatever. Who knows what happens. Yes, Max joining Aston Martin, you heard it here first. No, that's not going to happen, is it? That's not going to happen. Who knows though, who knows. Anyway, thanks so much for watching, everyone, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye bye.